Hey everybody, the question this week was, what does the Bible really say about LGBTQ issues? Tiny little topic, super easy. There's no way we'll be able to go fully in depth into what has become one of the hot topics of our day today. Just a couple of thoughts. It is certainly possible to read the half dozen passages that are in the Bible that talk about some specific homosexual behavior as a prohibition, to read it in a negative light. In order to do so, I would submit you need to read the Bible in a certain way. To read it, I think, out of context, devoid of context, without nuance. And in so doing, yeah, you end up at that thought process that homosexual behavior would be a negative. I would also submit that most people who do that actually don't do that for all of the Bible. That they do that for those sections, and then in other sections, they do read with context and nuance. Say a prohibition about tattoos, now suddenly that doesn't matter to us. Or certainly passages about divorce in most churches have been reinterpreted in terms of a new day in a new way. So, what's going on there? A number of really smart people would make the argument that actually, if you read the Bible within context, within nuance, that those passages that talk about homosexual behavior actually aren't talking about really homosexual behavior, and certainly not same-sex relationships. What they're talking about is much more power dynamic relationships, sexual abuse, oftentimes from an older person to a younger person. And I would hope we can agree that in that instance, that's always going to be negative when it's abuse, when it's power used over others. So we can agree on that. And again, really smart folks have written much better arguments about that, which make a lot of sense to me. And that's where I land, just to be honest. The thing I would submit, though, is that when I read the Bible, I'm always going to lean first into how does Jesus read the Bible. See, Jesus is God himself, comes and shares a lot of things. And then a number of times says, hey, you have heard it said, or it has been written. And then I say to you, Jesus reinterprets the Bible. Jesus doesn't say, hey, the Bible is all a level, flat, playing field. It's all the same. No, Jesus says there are some things that are more important. There are some things that need to be reinterpreted for this day. I am saying this to you now. Jesus does that. And so, what does Jesus actually say about homosexual relationships? What does he say about same sex, the community? Nothing, really. That's challenging because, well, it was certainly something that existed in Jesus' day. Same sex relationships have been around since the beginning of time. Was Jesus avoiding a hot topic? Oh no, he didn't want to delve into that? Of course not. Jesus delved into all kinds of hot topics. It is possible that maybe this wasn't quite as big a deal in Jesus' world as we have made it in ours, where it has become a hill to die on for so many folks within the Christian community. And I also wonder if maybe we need to remember that Jesus does elevate some things around love that speak to this. Particularly when he says the two most important commandments are love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Whether or not you happen to think that they agree with you on everything, that they read the Bible the same way as you, that they act the same way as you, nope. Jesus just says love your neighbor. So, how do I think Jesus would speak to our LGBT community in our day today? One, I think he would apologize on behalf of the church for how we have often treated them. And two, I think he would love them with open arms. You can disagree with me on that, and I'll tell you what, if you do, I'm going to choose to love you with open arms as well. Because that's how I'm going to read the Bible, that's how I'm going to read Jesus, and that's how I want to act, even with people who disagree with me on something that's become kind of a big deal. If you do want to have a conversation about this, I'd love to talk about it. Again, I haven't written a book. I'm not all that smart, but I have some thoughts and I have some opinions. And I thought, well, it'd be worth sharing, especially in this particular month of Pride, to say that there's a different way of being able to look at how the Bible talks about a lot of our siblings and our siblings in Christ. thanks for watching. Reach out if you want to talk, and we'll see you next time.